What's good, you guys? You know who it is, man. It's your boy, Mr. Relentless Lex, and I'm back like I never left this mother. Yes, Sirski. Hello, somebody. So, man, we got Ellen. It says, Ellen just tried to come back. She totally failed. Now, this is by my man Jamari channel. Bro, Ellen has been going from the UK to the US. She did a stand-up comedy show trying to justify her wrongdoings as being one of the craziest, meanest, behind the scenes, meanest persons to her friends and her co-workers. Bro, Ellen is off the chain, bro. But we never knew this about Ellen until now. Let's get it.
So it has been 1.5 years since
wild.
Ellen released what she described as her very last stand-up special, For Your Approval. This of course was Ellen's big clapback to her detractors, haters, whatever you would like to call them, after she was outed for being yet another power-hungry tyrant in the entertainment industry. Basically, Ellen treated anyone around her who wasn't a celebrity like dirt underneath her shoes.
Wow.
And immediately in her last comedy special, she chose to play the victim in the funniest way possible.
Ellen DeGeneres finds herself at the center of a storm of controversy.
Being accused of going too far, too gay.
Yes, Ellen really acted as if going too gay was ultimately the reason for her cancellation. You know, I'm sure it had nothing to do with the fact that she branded herself and earned hundreds of millions of dollars based on this nice person facade that she kept running for decades. The woman's catchphrase was literally, "Be kind to one another." She would say that literally every day at the conclusion of her show.
Yeah, she sure
I always
did.
end each show by saying, "Be kind to one another."
Breaking news tonight. Is the Queen of Nice really the Queen of Me?
And then it turns out there were dozens of accusations of her being a Karen witch, both professionally and when she was out in the general public.
Toxic, phony, hypocrite, liar. That's what she is. This environment, this toxic culture that she created in the office has been going on for 16 years.
In 2018, Dana DiMatteo flew from Chicago to Los Angeles and was delighted to be picked out of the audience to have some fun with Ellen. But then she says she was shocked when she was briefed on the comedy bit by the producers.
They tell you, you know, you can't be smarter or funnier than Ellen. She's the comedian and the star, not you.
She emailed the owner of the restaurant and complained about your chip nail polish.
What?
And I was like,
A chip nail polish?
what?
So essentially, Ellen was one of the first people
get out of
to
here,
be
Ellen.
genuinely cancelled, and once she was outed for being a big meanie, her show's ratings went down the shitter. And even her other daytime show, Ellen's Game of Games, was cancelled at that very same time in 2022. Essentially, everyone's gay grandma stopped being invited to the cookout. Like, no more carne asada for you, Ellen. As a matter of fact, I kinda think that you deserve to eat rabbit food for the rest of your life. You know what? Fuck the rabbit food, I'm giving you pig slop.
No, Jamari, not pig slop, my boy.
Canceled? I mean, I really didn't understand it. I still don't understand it. It was too orchestrated. It was too coordinated. And, you know, people get picked on, but for 4 months straight for me, and then for me to read in the press about a toxic work environment when all I've ever heard from every guest that comes on the show is what a happy atmosphere this is and what a happy place it is.
But yes, this whole ordeal was a pretty jarring series of events. As during the mid-2010s, Ellen was really considered one of the least problematic people in show business. She was out here winning humanitarian awards, making buku money, and she was essentially the fun grandma of daytime television, dancing around in Target, playing with kids. But then one by one, people came forward, the walls came down, and her entire world kind of collapsed.
Oh yeah, I got kicked out of show business. Yeah,
So people, a lot of Hollywood stars always does that, bro. Especially the ones that have a comedian platform. They try to make light of their life situations on making jokes about it. Bro, this is something very serious of what you're being accused of, Miss Ellen. You had a good little run, but like Cat Williams said, everything is up. Everybody's being exposed, bro. Don't think that you are above the rest, Ellen. Because now it's your turn.
I'm mean. No mean people in show business.
As really did the facade of the entire entertainment industry in general, I mean, now, especially with all of the Epstein stuff, Hollywood, as well as many
oh
of the
yeah, the
elites of
Epstein
the world,
files,
are really more under fire than ever before, as it's like this huge spotlight has now been shined on some of the biggest public figures on the planet. But we will get back to that idea in regards to Ellen here in a minute. Either way, it was so funny to me how disgraceful it was for her to use her final breath to try and save face this way, acting as though she was being unfairly kicked out of the entertainment industry for being too blunt, pulling both the gay and the woman card.
For those of you keeping score, this is the second time I've been kicked out of show business. Can't be gay and be in show business. Mean, old, and gay, the triple crown. I have OCD and ADD. I'm honest, I'm generous, I'm sensitive and thoughtful, but I'm tough, and I'm impatient, and I'm demanding, I'm direct. I'm a strong woman.
The essence of the special
so basically
really was totally a lie.
So basically what she was doing was using her comedy platform to apologize in a reverse type of way. She's saying things that she believed that she's not, but she really is, to try to reverse it. That don't work with us, Miss Ellen. Come up with something else different than this, boo-boo. Hello, now.
The entire special was a steaming pile of dog crap, and it did not make the splash that Grandma thought that it would. As she
no,
really
it ain't
came
gonna
off
make
as
us
entitled,
convinced.
arrogant, deeply out of touch, and completely unapologetic. And both critics and fans alike were left disappointed. And then to make matters even worse, it's really no secret that she had this very public relationship with Diddy for years, who has congruently lost public favor at a rapid pace due to being exposed for his not-so-private life. And his expose coincidentally actually happened right around the time that Ellen's special came out. You know, they really killed those two birds with one stone.
So tell me about your birthday party. Am I invited?
Yes.
Why don't you have one here on the West Coast? Because I work all the time.
Okay, well, maybe I have one at your house.
Where's that?
And then, you know, we have the top 2 floors of the hotel.
And then it will carry on there.
Yeah. No, I mean the after party.
No, I know about them.
Thanks to my friend Diddy.
She said she knew about the after party. She used to be
Apparently,
there.
I have a history of not knowing which parties I've been invited to, Diddy. Happy birthday, P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, Sean Combs, or as I like to call him, Cuddle McSnugglestuff. No, you don't need to know why. This group of kids had a dream to dance with Diddy. Today, that dream came true.
You're gonna be early for my party?
Yes, I am. No.
No.
You know I have to arrive fashionably late.
All right, not too late though.
Not too late?
Not too late, please.
What time would you like me there?
I'll tell you later.
Okay.
But not too late. Because, you know, once you get there, the party really starts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And I really do think that it's
Wow.
no coincidence
She been at
that
them
she
Diddy
was so
parties.
close
You
to
can
Diddy
tell.
for all of these years, who ended up being an absolute freaked out psychopath who would do absolutely anything to gain power and influence. Like, the guy was doing really bad shit for decades. And to me, anyone who had a seemingly close relationship to him like Ellen did for all of these years, while she was also so deeply ingrained in Hollywood in general, had to know that some suspect shit was going on in the background. Because you have to understand that these things were allegedly talked about in entertainment circles for decades. But still, Ellen platformed him almost every single year of her show. She paraded him around kids, and even described him as her favorite guest of all time. Look, all I'm saying is you don't earn a nickname like Cuddle McSnugglestuff by merely having
You sure
a working
don't, bro.
relationship
Cuddle
with someone.
McSnugglestuff.
And when Ellen was questioned about her
That's
connection
weird.
to Diddy when the files kind of started to come out, she had absolutely nothing to say.
Ellen, were you surprised by the allegations about P. Diddy? Did that surprise you about P. Diddy? He's been on your show many times. Have a good night. Have you been to his parties?
Not only that, but once the hammer really started to come down upon Diddy's head,
Pause.
Ellen coincidentally moved right out of the country right around the time that his home was getting raided by the feds. And eventually all of the
Guilty.
things that Diddy was doing in the dark would come to light, as we all learned that Sean Combs was a prolific abuser of multiple people.
When Combs didn't get his way, he was violent, and he subjected victims to physical, emotional, and verbal abuse so that they would participate in the freak-offs.
So in November of 2024, when she and her wife moved to Southwest England, many people saw this as her attempting to distance herself from the downfall of her good friend.
Exactly,
In other
that's
words,
what it
the
was.
spot got too hot and Ellen had to bounce. Although she herself
Took
claimed that
off.
she left because Trump would be taken office, and she simply could not live in a country being governed by his regime.
You're a beautiful woman up there. That's your mother, isn't it, huh?
Yeah, look at her.
Hello.
Yeah, she's available if you're interested. I'd like to offer her.
So she went over to England and purchased a $20 million ranch, And then a couple of months after that, another $30 million mansion. She spoke about this publicly during a private event held at a theater over there. We got here to England the day before the election, and we woke up to lots of texts from our friends and crying emojis. We were like, we're staying here. We're not going back, we're not leaving. So we bought a house that we thought was going to be a part-time house, then we decided we needed a different house, and now we're selling that house. And strangely enough, after only living in England for 1 calendar year, the couple has reportedly moved back to America. And the whole thing seemed extremely suspicious and performative to me. For one, because of everything
I was about to say that. After Diddy got his punishment, and allegedly everything is over and done with, and Diddy been sentenced, now she coming back. Bro, if that don't show signs of guilt, took off when the heat was on, came back when the smoke settled. That just seems fishy to me.
With Cuddle McSnuggle stuff. And
With Cuddle
because
McSnuggle
Ellen is a massive hypocrite. She said during the same live appearance at the Everyman Theater that she specifically was leaving because of the Trump regime and the fact that the LGBT community
and that
would
too
now
was
be
a
under
lie.
attack,
Like
claiming
Maury
that she took
said.
issue with same-sex marriage potentially being unprotected once again under federal law.
There are people in America and Republicans who would quite like to undo the right for gay people to get married. I mean, that's back on the table as a debate, I think,
absolutely.
isn't it?
The Baptist Church in America is trying to reverse gay marriage. They're trying to, at the very least, stop it from happening in the future and possibly reverse it. And Portia and I are already looking into it, and if they do that, we're going to get married here.
Which would be totally fair until you consider the idea that Ellen is very good friends with former President George Bush, who during his time in office was opposed to gay marriage himself.
It's none of my business what somebody's. Now, when somebody makes it my business, like on gay marriage, I'm going to stand up and say I don't support gay marriage. In my state of Texas, if we try to have gay marriage, I would campaign against it.
It's also hilarious to me that she said, oh, everything in England is so much better, that apparently the people were so much nicer and life was so much simpler. But now only 1 year later, after spending all of this money and taking a strong political stance, she is crawling back on her hands and knees to America. And so her so-called activism comes off as extremely performative every time, as for one, she obviously has these funds to spend tens of millions of dollars in the matter of only a couple of years to essentially run away from her perceived issues, while she simultaneously acts as though she's some sort of political refugee. And secondly, I really do think that she moved across the pond simply to flip these mansions. Like I said, she lived in the first one for only 1 month, while also simultaneously hiring and managing a 70-person project to renovate the home in 10 weeks, before listing it for $10 million more than she had paid. While all along, Ellen had the goal to act like she was living that farmer life, when she was clearly not cut out for this shit at all.
Hello, sheep. You're not supposed to be in here.
Sheep will be fun.
Good job, baby.
Well, I know she's gonna cut that big old field, that little ass lawnmower. You need to get you a tractor or something, a backhoe or something.
You can do it, baby.
We're going in a circle. Much admiration for rowers.
And because Ellen did technically live there, even though it was for such a short amount of time, literally 1 month, she could claim it was her primary residence, saving her up to 24% in capital gains tax when she decided to sell the house, which in this case was over $2.4 million. Are y'all starting to get the picture I'm painting? And you have to also keep in mind that she has flipped over 50 mansions in the last 20 years, owning 24 houses in Southern California alone.
That's a lot of money.
In regards to her
50
flipping
mansions
this first house
flipped?
and buying this other mansion, she was completely disingenuous about that as well, trying to claim that they simply had to move because there was not proper room for her horses on the first property, which is something I think you would consider when you're shelling out $20 million. You know, in reality, I think the little weasel had the quick flip plan all along, and then she just also wanted the social brownie points to boot. And that's not to even mention the fact that she pissed off a bunch of locals there, including the local government, because she did not get the proper permission to do this quick flip of hers. And then the biggest issue she ran into is that she might have disturbed ancient Roman remains. And then also the fact that she put this massive wire fence around the property that people feared would create serious flooding issues for the rest of the village that she was living in. And funny enough, months after this renovation, while this farmhouse was still sitting on the market, a flood did actually hit the area and completely surrounded the estate she was trying to flip with polluted water.
Oh, wow.
So, Montecito is under complete evacuation, the entire town. This is crazy. This creek next to our house never flows, ever. Probably about 9 feet up, and it's going to go another 2 feet up. We have forces ready to evacuate. We need to be nicer to Mother Nature.
We can't really hear you, Ellen.
Mother Nature is not happy with us.
I can't hear you.
If that is not beautiful karma by nature, I do not know what is. Now, to go back to the comments that I made earlier, there have been a lot of unfounded rumors circulating online in regards to Ellen and the islands. But so far, she has not been listed explicitly at all in the files that have been released.
Well, I guess that's a good thing for her behalf.
Did go on to Joe Rogan and had this to say about her show.
Oh, well, you know where that is too, right? It's a similar image to that, right?
No.
I know Jamie does.
What is it?
It's on the set of a famous talk show that's now not on anymore.
Oh, Ellen? Was that Ellen?
Yeah.
Wow.
Really?
But just look at the temple and then look at the...
Let me see Ellen's background. What? Oh, that looks like a building, though.
It just goes to show that when someone muddies their reputation the way she did, I feel like all kinds of allegations will gain traction. I do want to point out here that Ellen has never faced any sort of criminal charges in relation to the likes of Diddy, or Epstein for that matter. But to me, she really does seem like the type of person to look the other way to continue to gain power and relevance, as there were many such cases of her allegedly doing this with her very own show, in regards to the higher-ups seemingly doing whatever the they wanted to the peasants who worked for them. I don't know, it's just crazy how quickly Ellen really fell out of public favor. You know, everyone really turned on her after seeing through this 3-decade facade. Like, if you go look at the comments on any of her public posts on literally any platform, there is some really dark shit going on there. But either way, I want to know what you guys think about this Ellen update down below. Do you think she was fleeing the country to not be burned by that Diddy fire? Is there possibly some other things that will come out about Ellen in the future? Y'all let me know down below, but either way I do want to thank you guys for watching today's video, dropping a like and subscribing. But as you guys know, it's been your boy the Tan Superman, and some other Hollywood frauds out here need to be covered, so I'm out.
Man. Hey, yo, shout out to that boy Jamari channel, man. He always come with it spicy. Hello, somebody. Man, Ellen, of course, bro, she flee right in the same time when Diddy had the most heat on his ass, bro. She knew exactly what she was doing. She knew she was this close to Diddy. For her to get him a name like Mr. Tuggle, Snuggle, Cuffer, Tuffle, or whatever she damn call his ass. Hey, for a name like that, apparently they done cuddle a couple times or two. Or been in the same cuddle environment. That's crazy. But hey, you can fool some of the people some of the time, but you can't fool all the people all the time. Hello, somebody.